Welcome back, guys, with our story Grace Darling. We will complete with chapter 6 Out of the Window. First term, we stop when Grace was in the room at the top of the lighthouse and she was looking after the lantern. And in the ship or the forefare, the waves lifted the forefare and threw it onto the rocks and it was broken in two. So what happened next? This is what we will know in this chapter. At 20 to 5 that morning, Grace felt a hand on her face. It was her mother, Thomasin, told Grace to go to bed and she would look after the lantern. Grace went downstairs to her bedroom. It was much quieter in her room because of the strong stone walls. There was a little gray light coming in through the window. Grace wanted to look at the sea before sleeping. She looked out, but she could see nothing because of the salt and rain on the glass. But before she went to bed, she heard a mysterious voice in her head. "Go to the window, Grace. Go and look out." Grace looked out across the sea. The sea was wild, frightening, terrible. Grace felt cold and started to close the window. Then she saw a ship. It was a big ship on Harker's Rock. About 300 meters away to the south, it was a big ship on Harker's Rock about 300 meters away to the southwest. Grace called her father and told him what she saw. William Darling got out of bed in a second and followed Grace up the stairs. Grace told him that she didn't see passengers because it was difficult to see anything in this wild sea. Her father took a telescope from his pocket and stared out of Grace's window at the wreck of the forefare. He looked for a long time, but he could see no one because his eyes were old. Grace stared carefully through the telescope. She saw white water crashed over the wreck. Sometimes pieces of wood fell off into the sea. But she saw no people. She thought they have all drowned. Grace said, "We mustn't stop looking. There might be someone alive, and we can't just leave them to die." For the next 2 hours, Grace and her parents watched the wreck of the forefare through the telescope. Slowly, daylight came, but they saw no people. Only rain and waves and a broken ship in the wild, angry sea. And this is what happened in this chapter. Now we will know the meaning of our new vocabulary for this chapter. Number 1, look after. Means, this is a verb of course, means to do things for someone or something that needs help. Glass, and it's a noun. A window is made from glass. You can usually see through it. Mysterious, it's an adjective. Means strange and difficult to understand or explain. Telescope, it's a noun. A long tube with a special glass that makes things look bigger and nearer. Pieces, and this is a noun and it's plural of course, means when something breaks it changes from one thing into lots of this. Daylight, and this is a noun too, the light from the sun during the day that we see in the morning. Now let's go for our homework with these questions for our chapter. Number 1, when did Grace feel a hand on her face? Number 2, how was the wind? Number 3, what did Thomasin ask Grace to do? 4, why was Grace's room much quieter? 5, how did the bed look? Number 6, what did Grace want to do before going to bed? Number 7, why could she see nothing? 8, what did Grace hear before she went to bed? Number 9, what did the voice say? Number 10, how was the sea? 11, What did Grace see? Number 12. Where was the ship? 13. What did William take from his pocket? 14. Did Grace see people? 15. Why did Thomasin see it was better not to see anyone? 16. What did Grace answer her mother? 17. What did Grace and her parents watch through the telescope? And this is what we have for this chapter, and you have to read it from your storybook and you will find the answers for all these questions. Goodbye for now, and we will meet again. Thank you. Bye.